This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah. So basically, before going with Snowflake, right? So the basic prerequisite is you should know about SQL. Okay, so you should have an idea on any one of the SQL. It may be SQL Server or Oracle. Okay, so whatever it may be, you must have idea on SQL. And one more thing is the people who are learning Snowflake is mostly the persons who are working on any one of the database or he may be a ETL or a reporting person. Okay, so I hope you. I think Jay. I think there is some issue from your end. I think most of the people are they can able to hear. Can you please check your audio? Okay. So I just want to hear from you. Like, do you have any prior knowledge on SQL? Okay,
Actually,
but
I don't have
if you
any
don't,
idea.
okay, fine. Yeah, that's what. See, if you don't have any idea on SQL, right? So I'll share you around 10 videos. So you can just go through that. And if you have any questions, you can just ping me. We can discuss on that. Okay.
Yeah,
Anyways, whenever there is any topic required, I used to explain in the same session itself. So yeah. So let me just start with the basic. Okay. Yeah. So basically, yes, I can. I have some issue with my hand, so I cannot able to type. So that's the reason I just took it. Okay. So we'll start with what is meant by a database. Okay. So when I say database, right? Let's take one example. So there is a bank like Bank of America. Okay. So they're giving different services to the customer. So like first 10 minutes it will be completely basic. I mean the people who are already know what is a database, what is a schema. I think they may feel bored, but just bear with me for 10 minutes. These are all basics. Okay. So I'm just talking about a database. So what exactly meant by a database? So I'll just start with an example. Let's say there is a bank called Bank of America. They are offering different services to the customer. So they are into banking, they're into insurance, they're into loans. Okay. So it may be a banking or finance or telecom, whatever may be the sector, they'll have different services. Okay. Because each and every service is different. So that's the reason. So we are just segregating the information. Similarly, to store the customer information, they require a database. So in a simple term, so a database is nothing but it will be used to store the customer information. Okay, since we have different services, right? So to distinguish between each and every service, we have a schema. Okay, so if I have to talk about in a database point of view, a database will have different schemas. Why we have different schemas? Because each and every business unit is different. Banking is different, insurance is different, loans is different. Okay, so there may be like a number of schemas depending upon the requirement. Okay, here the point which you need to understand is database will have schemas. So basically, Snowflake is also a database, and we'll talk about the different databases that are available in the current market. So we have Oracle SQL Server, PostgreSQL SQL. So I just listed a few of the databases here. So these are the different databases. But these are all like OLTP databases. Okay, these are all. I mean to say these are relational databases. These are all relational databases. Snowflake is not a relational database. It's an analytic database. Okay, it's an analytical database. When I say DB, it's a database. Okay, so the databases which I have mentioned are relational databases. Snowflake is an analytical database. Okay, so when I say analytics, right? So there won't be any primary keys and all. This we'll discuss this. Okay. So when I say cloud, so do you guys have any idea on the term called cloud? What do you mean by cloud actually? Okay, so to explain you what is a cloud, right? So we need to understand what a traditional database. Okay, or this is called as a on-premise database, traditional or on-premise database. When I say on-premise, let's take one simple example. Okay, let's say I would like to let's say download one software. I want to install one software. Okay, let's take so what I need to do, I need to go to the respective the URL. So currently I want to download Oracle database. So here I need to choose the respective region and I need to search for the software. Okay, so let's say I would like to install the version. Okay, so let's say the latest version is Oracle 19c. Okay, I want to install this. Okay, so the thing is I should know the version, right? I should know the version, okay, which I want to download. And when I click on this version, right, so can you see here Oracle database 19c? It's a Microsoft Windows. Okay, so I need to know the operating system also. And if you see the file, right, this is the zip file that you need to download. Okay, this is a zip file that you need to download. So once you click on this, right, so you need to download this software. To download this software, there are some prerequisites. You should have some 8 GB of RAM, okay, and let's say some 20 or 30 GB of hard disk, okay, and the process should be i5 or something like that. Okay, so you should have some configurations. Okay, so here the point why I'm telling is, in case of on-premise database, you need to download the software, you need to install it, and whenever there is any new version comes into the picture. So let's say for the current example, the Oracle version which we are going to download is 19c. Okay, and let's say there is a new version comes into the market. Okay, so now the current version is it's 21c actually. So let's say Oracle 21c. So the current version is Oracle 21c. Now we installed Oracle 19c, but I just need to what to say migrate to 19c. Again, you need to download the software or you need to update the software. Okay, you need to download and you need to install. You need to perform the some patches. You should have the proper RAM and hard disk, right? So these are the things that you require in case of traditional. But what is cloud actually? So you can take an example of a Gmail. So if you want to log into Gmail, what you require, you just need the URL, right? You just need the URL. Okay, you just need the URL and with the username and password. You just need the username and password so that you can log into that. And the similar way, mm, when I say cloud, right, you just need the URL with the username and password. Okay, so no need to download the software, no need to install, no need to do all these things. These things will be taken care by your cloud provider. So do you guys know who are the popular cloud providers in the market? Let me just show you.
Amazon and
Yes,
AWS.
yes, exactly. Yes. So we have AWS, Azure, and GCP. So these are the three major cloud providers who are supporting Snowflake. See, Snowflake as such, they don't have a cloud actually. So let's say I have developed a product. Okay. So I want to bring it to the market. Okay. So either I have to develop a cloud on my own or I need to depend on any of the cloud providers. So Snowflake, what they have done is they dependent on these three cloud providers. See, Oracle has its own cloud. Okay. SQL Server, which means Azure. Okay, so they have their own cloud, but as such Snowflake, they don't have a cloud. So they are relying on these three cloud providers. Okay, so these are the three cloud providers. So what they will do is, let's say you want to, let's say, work with Snowflake. So what you need to do is you need to approach either of these three people. Okay, what they will do, let's say if you ask Snowflake, okay, so they'll take the required configurations. Okay, they'll take the required, what is the like RAM you require, what is the hard disk you require. I mean, these are not the exact terminology, but I'm just giving you the information. So what is the configuration that you require? So based on this, they'll give you the environment. Okay. When I say environment, they'll just give you the username. They'll give you the URL with username and password. So that's it. Okay. No need to do anything. Whenever there is any new version comes in it, they will automatically do the upgradation. Okay. They'll apply the patches. Okay. So everything will be taken care by the cloud provider. So these are the three cloud providers who are supporting Snowflake. And one more important point. Okay. So why we need Snowflake? So why people and companies are moving towards Snowflake? Okay. So generally in the market, right, the people who are migrating to Snowflake are the database developers. Let's say if you're working in Oracle, SQL Server, or Teradata. Okay. So they are migrating to Snowflake. Why they are migrating? Okay. Even if you see the major projects in the current industry, right? So they are replacing their warehouse with currently the warehouse is right like it's a Teradata or SQL Server or Oracle. Now they are migrating to Snowflake. What are the advantages? So we'll just try to understand. So what are the key features of Snowflake, and also what we are going to learn in the next 35 days, and what are the job opportunities you have. Okay, I'll just highlight everything. Okay, just bear with me. So the first advantage is Snowflake is a cloud data warehouse. Okay, you can call it as a data warehouse as a service, data warehouse as a service, or you can call it as a SaaS, software as a service. Okay, software as a service. So Snowflake is a software, so they are giving you this particular software. It's a cloud version. And what are the different advantages you have? So you have to pay only for the services that you have consumed. You have to pay only for the services that you have consumed. So what do you mean by this? So when I say the services that you are going to, what are the services that you have that you're going to consume? Right? You have to pay only for that. Okay, so for that, let me give you one example. So let's say currently you have purchased a server, okay, which is of let's say 7 terabytes. You are starting a business, okay. You have purchased the software, okay. Your currently the config is 7 terabytes of hard disk, and let's say 16 GB of RAM, 16 GB of RAM, and you have purchased this, and what you're doing is you started the business, and you ran it for let's say 2 years, let's say 2 months or two years. You find that you don't have much customers, and you want to reduce the capacity. Is there any way to like reduce this? In case of traditional, let's say you just want to reduce to let's say 2 terabytes, and let's say 8 GB of RAM. Okay. So is there any way to do that in case of traditional? You already purchased this. Okay. You have to bear with the cost. Okay. So you cannot let's say downgrade or upgrade your how to say capacity in case of traditional. But in case of cloud, what you can do is you can scale up and scale down. So what do you mean by this? Scale up and scale down. When I say scale up, so let's say currently you have this setup and you want to scale up. Yes, you can do that. Okay, scale down. So just see this term, scale down. What is scale down? Let's say you initially you have asked the cloud provider to do this. Later you don't want to have this setup. You can scale down to this the required capacity. Okay, so that much of flexibility you have in case of cloud. So any questions? I think someone yeah. And one more important feature is it supports all kinds of data. So when I say, can you see here, it supports semi-structured data like JSON, XML, Avro, and Parquet. So let's talk about what are the different formats of data we have.
Ravi, I'm sorry, I have a question here.
Yeah,
So we are consuming the services from AWS, Google, you know, Azure. So what is
right.
our role with Snowflake?
See, they're just giving you the environment. Okay. So our role is like so I'll just go through. See, in Snowflake. Yeah. Can you just go on with? I'll explain you what we are going to do. So can you just bear with me like 5 to 10 minutes? I'll go through that. Whatever what we are going to do is what is the role of Snowflake developer? I'll come to that. Just give me 10 more minutes. I'll cover that. What we are going to. What is the role of Snowflake developer? So I was just talking about the different formats of the data. So we have different formats of the data. Okay. So we have structured data. Okay. We have semi-structured, unstructured data, and we have streaming data. So these are the different formats of the data. So when I say structured data, you can take an example of a table, okay, or you can take an example of a CSV file. So when I say CSV file, let me just show you the one of the file. Yeah, let's look at this particular file. So this is one of the CSV file. Can you see here dot CSV? It is one of the format of representing the data. Okay, you can have the data in different formats. This is one of the format. And can you see this one? This is a dot JSON file. So this is one of the JSON format. Or let me just show you this file. See, this is one of the file. Okay, it is having name, gender, date of birth, but the way they are representing the data is different. Okay, so here the point is Snowflake supports all kinds of formats, and it has integrations with the different cloud providers. Okay? It has integration with AWS, Azure, and GCP. And also,
Can you please go on mute? It's distracting for us, for me at least.
yeah, guys, if you're not speaking, can you please go on mute? So one more important feature is it has integration with ETL and reporting tools. Okay, so let me just show you the course content. See, as part of this course, right? So we are going to talk about the different real-time scenarios. So one is loading the data from Oracle to Snowflake using Informatica Cloud. Okay, so we are going to make use of one of the one of the ETL tool. It's a cloud-based IACS to load the data from Oracle to Snowflake. Okay, and one more is a Matillion. So that is also we're going to see, and one more is Power BI. Okay, so how reporting team is going to consume the Snowflake database. Okay, so and even we are going to cover Python connectors also. So here the point is it has integrations with ETL and reporting tools. So we are going to see how we are going to work with the Matillion and Informatica when it comes to reporting Power BI, and it has integrations with Python. Okay, and also there are some advanced features. Okay, so I'll just name them: streams, tasks, snowpipe. Okay, so we have a separate session for each and every topic, and if you, I think I hope you have the course content with you. So if not, I'll share the course content. So just go through that. Okay, so these are the roles of a Snowflake developer. Anyways, I'll cover that. So you're clear, right, till this point? So any questions?
So, what are the prerequisites, Ravi, to get me to the role of Snowflake developer?
See, you should
I
have
mean,
idea on, yes, I got. Yeah, you should have basic idea on SQL. So if you know SQL, yeah, then you can work with the Snowflake.
okay, no other coding is required.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you have, that is advantage because in Snowflake, right? So if you look at the course content, we have procedures and functions also. I think you might have heard about these terms, right? Procedures and functions. So
Yes,
everything will
yes.
be in the procedure and function. Whatever the logics that you are going to implement, right? That will be through procedures and functions.
Okay,
Okay.
let me
Anyways, I'll
ask
cover.
you. uh,
Yeah,
I mean, I'm from a non-coding background, Ravi. So,
right.
for me to take up this role, is it advisable or what do you say?
See, I mean, if you're let's say, see, I'll tell you. See, I'm working on Oracle like on the past like 13 years. Okay, so my company like they are migrating from Oracle to Snowflake. So that's the reason I need to learn this technology. Okay, so that's why like it's my career path actually. Okay, so if you are in, let's say, if you are in a database background or ETL or reporting, okay, so nowadays Snowflake will rule the market for the next 10 years. That's for sure actually. So that much of demand is there on this tool actually. So in Snowflake is there in the market from the close to 4 years in the Indian market. Okay, so there's a lot of openings for Snowflake developer. I mean, if you can just search in any one of the job sites, right, you'll get it. Okay, you just see the trends actually. Why Snowflake? What is the areas that they are using Snowflake? Okay, so if you are a like, if you want to like pursue a career with, or if you want to switch your technology from, let's say, some Oracle to Snowflake or any other reporting or ETL to Snowflake, yeah, this is the right platform actually. But I'll cover. See, if you are, let's say, I'll this course is right is designed in such a way that so people without having any background, so they can learn this course and they can get a job.
Okay,
Okay, so
thank you.
I'll just cover everything. So I think once end of this demo, right? So you'll get the clear picture what I'm going to cover and how it will be beneficial for you.
Thank
Yeah, sure. So I was telling you, right? Snowflake has an integration with different ETL reporting tools. Okay. So let's say this is Snowflake. Can you see the arrows? It can interact with Informatica, DBT, Talent, Matillion. So these are all the ETL tools. And also it can interact with like big data, Hadoop, okay, Spark, okay. And even you can get the data from these like this what analytics tools, okay, MuleSoft and Analytics. And finally, the data can be pushed to the reporting layer. This is a reporting layer. Okay. So here, right, what we are going to cover? We are going to cover Python. Okay, we're going to cover Python, and we are going to cover Informatica and Matillion and Oracle also, and also we are going to cover Power BI. I mean, not complete Power BI. We just go with some real time scenarios. Let's say if they ask you like what you have worked on Snowflake, what is your role, what you have done, okay, what is your project flow, okay. So for that reason, so we are covering like end to end. Okay? So this is one part, okay, and yeah. So as I told you, right, Snowflake has the what to say, it can interact with all the three cloud providers. So as part of this course curriculum, we are going to see how to work with Amazon, Azure, and GCP. So we'll create the accounts and we'll see how you're going to interact with ETL. I mean to say, how you're going to interact with AWS versus Snowflake, Azure versus Snowflake, and GCP versus Snowflake. And we have, I'll cover like couple of examples on Python also. Okay. Now let me let's just jump to the Snowflake architecture. So I'll take one simple example to explain about the architecture. Let's say you have a hard disk. Okay. Let's assume your hard disk is of 500 GB, and you have a lot of files, images, and all. Okay. Now, how you're going to view that content? You need to connect to a computer, right? Let's assume your computer RAM is, let's say, 2 GB. Okay. So the performance will be not that much good, right? Let's assume this is 2 GB. Let's say you have 8 GB of RAM. So compared to 2 GB, so 8 GB is very fast. And compared to 8 GB, 16 GB is very fast. Okay. Now let's assume this is your hard disk. Okay. Now you are connecting to the computer. So depending upon your RAM size, okay, so the performance will be improved. Okay. Now let's talk about the different layers we have. So we have database layer, query processing layer, and cloud services layer. So when I say database layer, so all your data will be stored in the database. So this is just to store the data. Now, how you're going to retrieve the data? You can retrieve the data depending upon your virtual warehouse, virtual warehouse size actually. So for the time being, what you can assume like it's a 2 GB, it's a 8 GB, and it's a 16 GB. Okay. So if you use 16 GB, the way I mean the response time is very fast. Okay. You're clear, right? What is the database layer and what is the query processing layer? So database layer will be responsible for storing the data. Query processing layer will be responsible for retrieving the data from the database. And what is this cloud services layer? So it has different components, right? Authentication and access control, security, metadata, optimizer. Okay. So, but for the time being, what I can tell you is we can concentrate on authentication and access control. What is this authentication and access control? So I told you, right? If you want to work with Snowflake, you just need a URL with username and password. Yeah, this is what. If you want to work with Snowflake, we just need the URL with username and password. Okay. Now, so I'll just create one Snowflake account, then you will get the clear picture. So the next task is we are trying to relate the Snowflake architecture with the Snowflake UI. And let me go ahead and create the account. So if you want to create a Snowflake account, go to snowflake.com, and can you see here at the right hand side there is an option start for free. So click on the start for free. See, this is as simple as creating a Gmail account. So you just need to give the username and I mean first name, last name, and the email ID, okay, the company name and all. So let me just give the details. Let me so you can give the email ID. Just a second, and let me get one email ID. Yeah, just I took one of my student email ID. Okay. So here you can choose the company name. Okay. I'm just giving it as Bank of America. The role. So I'm a data engineer. Just select the role as data engineer and let it be India. And let's click on continue. So once you click on continue, so can you see here? These are the Snowflake editions. Okay. So you have standard, enterprise, and business critical. So when I say editions, right? I'll just give you explain you with a simple example. Let me scroll down. So can you see here? These are the different editions of Snowflake: standard, enterprise, business critical. Okay. I think if you see here, right? I think these are the different terms actually. But let me just put it in a simple terms. Uh, let's say you purchased a car. Okay. When I say, yeah, see, these are Snowflake editions, right? Standard, enterprise, and business critical. Okay. So when I say business critical, you can take it as it's a high end model. So enterprise means it's a medium variant. It's a base variant. So I'm going with the business critical. Okay, let me go with business critical because I just want to, let's say you have 100 features of Snowflake. If you choose business critical, you will get all the 100 features. If I choose enterprise, I'll get only 70%. If I choose standard, I'll get only 50% of the features. But I want to work with all the features of Snowflake. I'm going with business critical. Okay, so these are the cloud providers. So you can choose any of the cloud provider. So it's up to you. There won't be any difference. I'm going with AWS, and these are the regions actually. So Asia Pacific, Singapore. Okay. Even in Hyderabad also we have a data center, right? Amazon data center is there in Gachibowli. Okay. So let me click on get started. So you're clear, right? I'm moving. I'm clicking on get started. Okay. So it is asking you what is the reason in signing up with Snowflake. Okay. I want to do a training and certification. So when I say certification, right? Let me just show you that. This will be very helpful for you. See, these are the different certifications you have. So let's say you are currently working as a data scientist, or you are into, let's say, administration, architect, or you are into business analytics. Okay. So for each and every level, there are different certifications. And but the basic certification is Snow Pro Core certification. If you can attend and if you like complete the practice, right, you can easily clear this first certification. Anyhow, I'll share you the dumps also. I have like 3 to 4 dumps are there. I'll share it with you. You will get around 600 questions. So from them, you can easily clear the certification. So these are the different certification, but this is too early to talk about. But yeah, the basic certification is Snow Pro Core certification. Okay, I want to do the training and certification. So if you have certification, right, your resume will have like more demand. I want to do training and certification. If you want, you can skip this step also. Okay, let me click on continue. So like thank you for sign up. So what you're going to do with Snowflake. Okay, so you can select anything. If you want, you can skip these steps. Let me click on continue. See, Snowflake supports these different languages. See, it will support SQL, okay, Python, JavaScript, Scala. So what is your preferred language? So I'm just going with all these things. Let me click on submit. Can you see here? It is saying an email is sent to your registered email ID. Okay. Yes. So let me get that email ID. 1 second, please. I'll open the email and I'll show you. Okay, so let's see here. I'll get one email. Yeah. So can you see here? Activate your Snowflake account. Let me scroll down. So I told you, right? If you want to work with Snowflake, you just need the URL. This is the unique URL with respect to my email. Let me copy this. This is my URL, and after that, I require the username and password. To get the username and password, I need to click on activate. So once you click on activate, it will ask you to choose the username and password. So I'm selecting my username, Ravi, and I'm selecting the password. So I have selected the username and password. Let me save that. Okay, this is the username and password. Let me click on get started. So once I click on get started, so it'll, so this is the UI which you're going to see. So there is a name for this UI. This is called the user interface. Okay. So there are the different user interfaces of Snowflake. I think around 6 months back, you have a new, the old, what to say, UI that is called a classic UI. Classic UI. Okay. So this is there before 6 months. Now the UI which you are seeing is called Snow Site. Okay. So there is a name for the UI. The UI name is Snow Site. Okay. So the name of the UI is Snow Site. Okay. But if you are working in a real time, right, you will have access to both these environments, Snow Site as well as classic UI. Now for the free version, you don't have this classic UI right now. Okay. So let me just see. Can you see there is an option worksheet here? There is a plus button here. Let me click on this plus button and click on SQL worksheet. Okay. So once I click on this worksheet, at the left hand side, you can see databases, right? You can see the name which is highlighted in blue color. These are the different databases. Okay. So if we can compare with the architecture, so let me go to the architecture. So in the architecture, you have different databases. Okay. Even I took an example of that Bank of America database, right? So these are the different schemas I have within my database. See here, I can have a database, and inside this database, I can have different schemas. Okay, we are talking about the database storage layer. So let me quickly create a database. Create a database, and I would like to create a Bank of America database. Okay. So to execute any command in Snowflake, you just need to use Control Enter. Can you see here the message database is successfully created? Let me do a refresh here. I can see a database, right? This is my database. And inside this database, you have schemas. See, these are the two schemas. Whenever you create a database, you will get two schemas by default. Okay, this one is information schema, other one is public. I'll tell you what is information and what is a public. But let me quickly create a schema also. So I'd like to create schema, let's say banking underscore schema. So I have three schemas, right? So banking, insurance, and loan schema. Okay. So let me quickly create the schema. Do a refresh. I can see banking schema, right? Let me quickly create two more schemas. So one is insurance schema. Okay. Insurance schema is created. And the last one is loans schema. Okay. So if I do a refresh, I have banking schema, insurance schema, and loan schema. So the point is a database will have different schemas. And if you look at the architecture, in the architecture also you have a different databases. But the point is in Snowflake, you can have different databases. Okay, now let's talk about this virtual warehouse. What is this virtual warehouse? So can you see here, if I just place the mouse here, right? There is a role here. Okay, there is a role and a warehouse is there. Okay, so what do you mean by role? See, if I can take an example, let's say, so in the current session we have different people. We have Abhilash, Durga Prasad, okay, Ashish, Lakshman. So we have different users. So for each, let's assume the role of Abhilash is he is a manager. The role of Durga Prasad is he's a consultant. The role of Ashish, let's say he's a let's say team lead. Jaya, let's assume she is a team member. So for each user, there will be a role actually. Okay, depending upon the role, okay, your responsibilities will differ. You're getting right? Depending upon the role, the responsibilities will differ. Actually, what is my username here in the current scenario? What is my username? My username is Keravi. Okay, I'll have one role here. So my role is account admin. Okay, I am an account admin. So account admin is nothing but, anyways, we'll discuss, but just to remember, user will have different roles. Okay, so we have a separate topic to discuss about the roles, but let's, for the time being, what you can assume is account admin is nothing but the, let's say, uh, manager. Okay, so manager means he will have all the privileges. I'm the manager. Okay, so my role is account admin. What is this warehouse actually? Compute warehouse. So I told you, what is the purpose of warehouse? The warehouse will be responsible for retrieving the data from the database. Now, how it is going to retrieve the database, we'll see that. Okay, can you see here, there is one more schema, Snowflake sample data, correct? Inside this you have different schemas. See, for the new developers, right, what Snowflake has done is, Snowflake has given this database. Inside this database, they have given different schemas. Each schema will contain tables. Okay, if you can open any one of the schema, you have customer table, okay, national table, orders tables. Okay, you have different schemas or different tables are there. Okay? You are following, right? Okay. Now, so I think what you are going to do as a Snowflake developer. So what is your responsibilities? Okay, I'll just talk about that. So if I ask you, let's say if any interviewer asks, what is your responsibilities as a Snowflake developer? So I'm going to data, respective database, the respective schema, and there is an option here. Let me click on the schema. There is an option to create here. Okay, create. So as a Snowflake developer, I used to create different tables, views, different stages, integration objects, file format, sequences, pipes, streams, tasks, functions, procedures, dynamic tables. Okay, so not only these things, you have a lot of other objects are there. Okay, so here the point which you need to understand is, database will have schemas, schema will have objects. What are the objects you have in Snowflake? These are the different objects you have in Snowflake. Okay, that is what we are going to discuss. I have just named them in the course content. So let me just open that. Okay, so as in the demo part, right, we are going to see what is the overview of Snowflake, and so we are going to discuss about what is a warehouse, what are the different stages we have. Anyways, these are very new term, but I'm just trying to read the terms. We have external stages, copy command, different tables, snow pipe. We have time travel, cloning, streams, tasks, caching, data sharing. Okay, we have a concept called role. Okay, I just talked about, right, we have account admin and all, right. So that is about the roles. We can create procedures, functions. Okay, materialize views, sectional tables. Okay, so we're going to work with Python, Oracle. We are going to work with an Informatica, Matillion, Power BI. Okay, and we'll see some examples on Snowpark. Okay, and finally we are going to discuss about the interview preparation. I'll prepare the resume for you. Okay, and I'll share you the important interview questions. So
Ravi, any realistic project that we would get exposure on so that we
no,
can
as such
crack?
we, no, that's what. See, when I say real time project, right? So
Yes.
see, this is one of the AWS account actually. Okay, let me relog. So this is like AWS. Okay, Similarly, we can work with Azure and GCP also. Okay, and we'll see how you're going to communicate between these two cloud providers. Okay, so let me just highlight whatever I'm going to say. So we are going to work with AWS, Azure, GCP, and we are going to work with Informatica. These are all like the real time scenarios which currently we are doing actually. So we are migrating our inbound and inbound and outbound systems to Snowflake. So we have Oracle and Teradata, so we are migrating them to Snowflake. So these are the different tools that we are using. So we're going to work with Informatica, okay, Matillion, and we are going to work with Python and Power BI, and we'll talk about Oracle also. Okay, yeah. So these are the like real time scenarios that I'm going to cover. So to learn each and every concept is very important actually. Okay? So you don't feel any what to say any difference in the user experience with respect to real time. It will be the same. But the only thing is you need to understand the concept and you need to know what is the real time use case and how you're going to implement that. Okay? It is a unique course curriculum which we have designed. Even if you can compare with any of the other contents, right? It will be unique actually. Okay? And yeah, let me
Ravi,
take the questions. Yes, yes.
okay, you're just gonna give a separate time for questions.
Yeah, yeah. Now that it is question session. Let me just give me 1 minute. Okay, after that I'll take the questions. See, these are the different questions that I'm going to expect from students. So, what is the course duration? Okay, so if person doesn't have any basic idea on SQL, so we are providing the SQL videos, so you can sorry, you can go through that. Okay, so the course duration will be 35 to 40 days. Okay, and the time it will be 1 hour. Okay, so depending upon the requirement, like I will take a session on Saturday also. Okay, so yeah, and one more question. So this, yeah. So are you going to help me by preparing a resume, certification, interview questions, lab material files, real-time scenarios? Okay. So these are the things that I can provide.
Any
Yeah.
job support, Ravi? After we get a job and we are stuck somewhere, can we get a support from your end?
See, if you can share your screen, I can help you on that. But even we are into hybrid model actually. We are going 3 days to office and 2 days
Okay,
from home. Yeah.
okay,
You're
thank
working in India or US?
you. In India, but I'll be moving.
Okay, you're moving. Okay, fine. Yeah, fine.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, hi.
Myself Swapnil.
Yeah, hi.
Sir, currently I'm working in a TCS, sir, on a support project, sir.
You're working?
In TCS, sir, in TCS, Tata Consulting Services. Hello, hello, hello,
Yes, you are audible.
hello, sir.
Yeah, now you're audible. Yeah.
Sir, I am currently working on like in TCS, sir.
Okay, okay, fine. Yeah.
In 2 years I worked on like support project. Like I want to
Okay.
switch from like support to this SQL developer. Can I learn these things or it is
Snowflake.
very
Yeah.
helpful for?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm telling. See, Snowflake has a good market. So I'll tell you, see, nowadays, right, the roles, I'll just talk about the different roles that are available in the current market. See, in the current market, if you know one technology, you cannot survive in the current market. Okay, so the roles and the companies are looking for that's more into a data engineer. Okay, you should be a data engineer. So when I say data engineer, you should be strong in one of the database, one ETL, okay, one cloud, and Python is mandatory. See, nowadays, if you let's say, like, around 10 years back, right? If you're irrespective of the branch, you'll have C language, right? So nowadays,
Yes.
everyone will have the Python language. Okay? And even in BTech also the branches are changed. Okay, so you have data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence. Nowadays, these three technologies are having the huge demand. Okay, so with respect to CSC and IT, I mean, these are having more demand. Okay, and the freshers who are coming out of the colleges, they are having more knowledge than the persons who are having 5 to 6 years of real time experience in IT. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
because they know the like more technologies. Okay, now even the companies, they are looking for a data engineer role actually. So you should know about a database, ETL, cloud, Python. Okay, and any reporting is added advantage. Okay? So as part of our course, right, with respect to DB, so we are covering Oracle and Snowflake.
Like SQL is not there, sir.
That's
SQL.
what when I say Oracle and Snowflake, see, if you
Okay,
take
okay.
any data, it will have two parts. One is SQL, the other one is PLSQL. So if you take
Okay.
Oracle,
Yeah,
okay,
I'm
it will
fresh.
have
I
two.
don't know that. Yeah,
Right. Yeah, I understand. Understand. Yeah. So it will have programming language. Okay. If you
okay,
take
okay.
SQL Server, okay, you have
Sir, after learning of this much, can I apply for 2 years of experience? This one, it will useful.
IACS. Okay. Implement. I mean, this is a what to say cloud version. Earlier you have Power Center of Informatica. Now it is cloud actually, and we are covering Matillion also. Okay, we are covering Matillion. With respect to cloud, we are covering three things actually: uh, GCP, Azure, and Amazon, and Python. Okay, so we are covering like around 4 to 5 examples on Python, and we are covering Power BI also. Yes, so this is the flow actually. So we are mostly covering the data engineering part. Okay, let's say if you're working on Snowflake, they'll ask you what are the different technologies or tools that you are using in your real time. Okay, you should be in a position to explain everything. So we'll cover in depth of things. Okay, so 100% you'll get the job. Okay,
Sir,
and
this much of like syllabus is useful for 2 years of experience. Can I
which one?
you enter? Like this syllabus for useful for like 2 years of experience candidate or a fresher?
Yes, yes, yeah, yeah. See, nowadays, right? So companies, they are training the people on, let's say, if they have, see, if the company is like, let's say, TCS, Cognizant, or uh, different companies, right? So definitely they will train you on Snowflake because nowadays everyone are moving towards Snowflake. Okay, so it's not about like fresher or experience, but you should have a basic idea on SQL. If you know SQL, you
No,
can learn database.
like sir, I'm asking that like if I learn this this course, can I
Mhm.
apply for outside? Like I have like 2 years of experience on that. Like
Yes, see,
it will be
generally in the market, right? When I say
okay.
data engineer, okay, mostly it's up to you how you are going to project. Okay, so let's say you can claim 2 years of experience. Let's say you're working on Snowflake. So in the as a fresher, you see like in your academics you have different technologies, but you join in a company and you have working on Snowflake. So okay, so it's up to you how you're going to project and how you're going to like prepare your resume. Yes, you have
Okay.
good
Like
opportunity.
this much of syllabus, like it will be good for like interview for 2 years of experience. I'm asking that.
Yes,
This much
yes,
of
yes,
like
yes. Yeah. Yes, yes, yeah.
so duration like 35 days or what?
Yeah,
Or
35 to 40. Yeah, 35 to 40 days.
okay. Yes.
Yeah, sorry, Ravi. Hi, Ravi.
Yeah, hi.
Yes, yes, Jaya, please go ahead.
No, no, sorry, Jayakumar. Please go ahead. I'll take it up.
Oh, okay, okay. Ravi, already I'm having nearly 14 years of experience in idea. All over 14 years, I worked on data stage and informatica analytics. Those
Okay.
are the ETL tools I have used. As a backend, Snowflake I have used as a backend, storing the data and retrieving the data. Those kind
Right.
of stuff only
Mhm.
I have used. How I can project my experience on it, and it's 35 to 40 days is enough to me to get experience and express in the Snowflake.
Yes.
That's native
Yeah.
guidance on it.
See that is enough, but you can explore on your own also. Okay. See, what I say,
Okay.
I'll just give you the overview. Okay, but I cannot go in depth on like each and every topic. But whatever is useful in clearing the interview, right? I'll go through that. Even out of my 3 years of experience on Snowflake, so I can help you what are the things that we have worked on. Okay, so I can show you how a real time procedure or function looks like, but you won't find it anywhere in Google or somewhere. But yeah, I can
Okay,
I can
okay,
show you all that. Yeah, yeah. I think
okay, okay.
I
This
think you have 14 years of
uh,
experience. Yeah.
pipe stages and file format,
Yeah, Snowpipe, yeah, all the file formats,
dynamic
even
table.
XML, CSV, Parquet. I think I don't have
Oh,
Embark
yeah.
file, but I'll yeah.
Okay, okay.
XML,
Dynamic
CSV,
tables.
JSON.
Ref-
Yes, yes. Dynamic tables
refer-
also we are covering. Yeah, dynamic tables also we are covering. Even
the
directory
integration
tables also we
with
are.
cloud and Snowflake also. I mean, like
Yes, yes,
AWS to right.
yes. All the three we are covering. Yes. So we will create an integration object. Okay, with respect to Azure, GCP, and Amazon. Yeah, I'm covering these three
Mm-hmm.
aspects.
Okay, okay. Thanks, thanks. That's a
Yeah, sure.
Ravi, I have a question. So is it
Yeah.
just during weekend or a daily class? What if I just
Yeah,
take a
daily
weekend class?
weekend. I think you need to check with them if there are any like weekend batch. Yes, I can work on that.
Okay, how about daily? What timing would it be?
I think daily it will be the same thing. Okay, so 7:30 a.m. IST to 8:30.
Okay,
Sorry, 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m.
gotcha. Thank
Sir, recorded session will be available. Sir, like, if you cannot attend on time.
Which one?
Sir, recording session will be
Yeah,
available.
recordings will be shared every day. Let me just show you that. See, this is how you're going to get the. Yes, that's what I'm telling. See, this is how you will get the recordings. Okay, so day one. Okay, so demo is a demo. Okay, day one, day two, three, day four. Every recording you will get, and every day class notes. So if I open the class notes, right, so it will be appended. You will have only one single document. Okay, so
Sir, I am a beginner level.
one
Like,
single
how much
document
time
with
it will take?
everyday session.
Hi, sir.
See,
Like, I am on a
you are a
like
BTech,
beginner.
beginner,
Hello.
right? Yeah, that's what. See, nowadays, right? If I have like 13 years or 14 years experience, so
you.
nowadays the process is right. Every month or every 2 months, we have to spend some money on learning new things because the technology is completely changed. Okay, let's say,
Okay.
see, let me just show you that. See, earlier, see, I have done my Microsoft Azure certification, and if you look at this, right, I have done my Oracle certification in 2011. Okay, so I mean, I started in like 2007 actually. So, so at that time, right, if you know one technology, you can survive in the market for 10 years. Now the trend is different. Okay, let's say every month you need to learn something. Okay, so since you're starting, right, you can learn. That's not a problem. You can understand. Okay, so the way I'm teaching is like some basics to advanced I'll teach. So you can easily understand. If you have any questions, you can just ping me in the group. I'll create a WhatsApp group. So if you have any questions, you can ping me. Okay, so the practice is very important. Okay, so every day you have to complete the practice. So if you complete the practice, you can easily clear the interview.
Okay, sir. Like fees and how much? Like how
Yeah,
much
you
fee?
can check with the that's what see I mentioned, right? Course fees you can check with the coordinator.
Okay.
So any other questions? Anyways, you can join tomorrow also. If you have any questions, even we can discuss in tomorrow session also.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So if
So
you
we
don't
have
have
a
any questions,
demo session again, Ravi, or I
it's
didn't get
not
you.
a demo. It's a continuous session actually. Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
I
you will be
covered like
continuing.
some of the basics. Yes, yes. I'll be continuing the same in tomorrow session. So I have covered like couple of basics today, and tomorrow I'll cover more topics.
Okay.
I think from the third day onwards, we'll go to the actual topic.
Oh, yeah. After we enroll. Okay. Gotcha.
I mean, that's I think that will be taken by the coordinator. But the third session will be the actual class.